Hello guys, this is Wes at Above and Beyond Auto Repair, and I'm actually on my way home from Colorado from doing some indoor skydiving training, and I got a 9-hour drive, so I'm making some videos about the most commonly asked repair questions that I get about auto repair. And this one is a game that a lot of places like to play. So here's the scoop on this one. Diagnostic fees. I do not believe in double dipping. If there is something wrong with your car and it takes me more than 10 minutes to figure out what's going on, I will tell you I need to take a look at it, and there's going to be some diagnostic fees involved depending on what it is and what's going on, etc., etc. What I'm really going to key in on this is for the check engine light, the computer scan. Now, if I plug in the computer and it says that you have a bad O2, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a bad O2. It means that the O2 sensor is reading outside of acceptable parameters for the computer, and the computer has said, hey, there's something wrong with the readings on the O2 sensor, and it's turned on the check engine light and it's given us the O2 sensor code. In fact, the O2 sensor could be reading exactly right. It is reading outside of the acceptable parameters, but there's something else going on causing the O2 sensor to read outside the acceptable parameters. 90% of the time, depending on who you're talking to and who you go to, you'll get an O2 sensor. And then you'll get a phone call about, well, you know, the new O2 sensor didn't solve it and we're going to have to dig deeper and figure out what's going on, and or do more diagnostic time. Well, here's the catch for it. Knowing that there are other causes that cause an O2 sensor to read wrong, you need to check those while you're looking at it initially. Make sure that there's no vacuum leaks. Make sure that the fuel filter's not plugged up. Make sure, those are the two most common ones. Vacuum leak being any vacuum hoses off, or intake manifold leaks or anything like that. You want to check all that stuff first, and that could be part of the diagnostic time. Now, after going through everything, and let's say it's determined that the intake manifold actually does have a vacuum leak on it, and that can be, you know, several $100s. Here's the question to ask. If I authorize the repairs, will you waive the initial diagnostic fees? Absolutely. You're giving me the repair job. I had to have the tool to figure out what's wrong with the repair anyways. Most places, now I know that makes perfect sense, explain that way. Most places though will say, no, the computer scan was $90 or whatever it is that they're going to charge you. Dealerships, by the way, big on this thing. They'll charge you for the computer scan, and then they'll charge you for the whole repair job. Well, here's the difficulty in my mind with that. You wouldn't know what repair job to do unless you took a look at it to scan it. I mean, took a look at it by scanning it to figure out what it is, look at all the cause and effect to determine that the intake manifold is in fact leaking. To do that repair job right, the labor guide has already taken into account diagnostic time to figure out what's wrong. So it's already built into the job. So to charge this fee for the diagnostic time and then to charge this fee for doing the job, which already has diagnostic time built into it as a general rule of thumb, in my opinion, is double dipping, and it's wrong. So always ask, if I authorize the job, will you waive the initial diagnostic fee? Only ask that after they've given you the bottom line. So anyways, this is Wes with Above and Beyond Auto Repair. I hope this little tip helps save you some money on diagnostics and stuff like that. Here's something else that I'll do is, let's say that we find out that the O2 sensor is reading bad because of the intake manifold, but you don't have, on some cars it can be upwards of $600 or $700. It just depends on what engine it is, and it's real common on GMs, by the way, just a FYI. And you don't have the money to get it fixed right now. You'll ask me, will it hurt anything? No, it's just gonna, check engine light's gonna be on and it won't go off until it's repaired. And you're not getting the best fuel mileage that you can get at this point in time with the check engine light on. It's in limp mode, and eventually coolant can actually leak into the cylinder, because if it's leaking air, it can start leaking coolant too, because coolant circulates through there if it's that kind of an engine. So, and I'll tell you all the ins and outs, but as a general rule of thumb, can you still drive it? Absolutely. Is it going to leave you stranded? Nope. Just save up for it and get it fixed when you can afford it. In those situations, let's say I've got an hour or a half hour into it or something to be able to figure out what's wrong, which shouldn't take me all that long to figure out what's going on. But you're going to take the car and go ahead and drive it and bring it back later. I'll have you pay me the diagnostic fee, and then I'll refund it back. I'll take it off the actual repair bill, because again, it's already been built into the price of the repair. I mean, they've already added it in, so why double dip? Doesn't make any sense. This is Wes at Above and Beyond Auto Repair, and if you have any questions or something, you know, seems fishy because your car is somewhere and the guy's going wherever, feel free to give us a call at 816-453-8282, and I'll be glad to try and help you however I can, and answer any questions, give you a second opinion, whatever it is. And of course, you can find us online at aboveandbeyondautorepair.com. Again, our phone number is 816-453-8282. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.